All right, what's up guys? Today I am going to show you how to tune an Evertune bridge. I've had a couple people, more than a couple, I've had several people reach out to me and ask about how the Evertune works and explain some issues and what they may or may not be doing wrong. So let's dive in. I'm going to show you what I do, or how I do it, or how it's done. All right, let's get to it. Okay, you can't see my face, but I'm here. I'm up here, I promise you. So typically, I don't tune my guitar with it laying down, but for demonstration purposes, it's laying down. All right. According to Evertune, there are 3 zones. There's zone 1, where there's no slack on the string. Zone 2, where it's holding it to tune. And zone 3 is where you can bend the pitch of the note that you're fretting. So right now, my guitar is tuned to drop C. This is roughly C. And if I move my tuner, it is not affecting the pitch. So I'm going to lower the pitch, or I'm going to unwind the string with the tuning peg and get to zone 1, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, no slack. That is zone 1 according to Evertune. All right, so I'm turning the tuning peg like you usually do on any other guitar, and now it's in zone 2 because the more I turn, it is not adjusting the pitch. I'm going to continue to turn the tuning peg. Again, we are in zone 2. All right, so now you heard the pitch go up. Zone 2, no change. Zone 3, a change. So what that means is the individual saddle for this string is pushed all the way up. There's no way it can compensate for your bends anymore. So I'm going to go back down to zone 2. Now, without getting too far into the weeds, if you want to set up your Evertune so that you can bend your note, you're in zone 2, right? You tune it, you turn your tuning peg up just to the point where the pitch, I spoke over it. So here we go. Listen. The pitch went up. Now I'm going to go back down. Now you can bend. Terrible fucking example. Now if I go back down a little bit more, when you bend the note, the Evertune does its job. And you're not going to be able to see this. There's no way. And if I zoom in, it's going to look like shite. So the saddle is moving to compensate for my bend. Now, why are we here? Because we're going to tune this thing. So I'm in zone 2. Now, when you buy a guitar with an Evertune, you get this little tool. Let me see. It's basically just a Allen wrench with a nice, pretty handle that says Evertune. So, according to my tuner, I'm a little bit sharp. So, there are 2 places you can use this tool. These are where you adjust the string height. And inside of each of the individual saddles, is where you adjust your tuning. So that's in there. Again, I said I'm a little bit sharp, just the littlest, tiniest bit. Turn to the left to drop the pitch. Turn to the right, righty-tighty, to sharpen the pitch. All right, that's good. So I know that this string is out of tune. It's supposed to be my other C string. So let's check my G string. Again, littlest bit sharp. So I like to make sure that I'm in the zone in which I want to be in. So zone 2, right before I can bend. You hear the pitch go up, back down to zone 2. Littlest bit sharp. So I insert into the hex of this, turn it to the left to lower the pitch. I like to go down a little bit more and then come back up. So I go a little flat. There we go. Now come back up to G. Now you got to be delicate because you can go too far. All right, there we go. Now this one, that one is super flat. So let's see what zone we're in here. So that's zone 3. That means it's acting like a normal bridge. Back down. Okay. Zone 2. So now, like I said, super flat. So turning it to the right to increase the pitch. Now, like I said, you got to be careful and you got to take your hands off of it because, listen, if I have my hands on the tool, it will adjust the tuning. So hit your string, let go, hit your string, let go, still flat. All right, so according to this strobe tuner, I'm perfectly on C here. Now, when I adjust the tuning, I have noticed that it kind of messes where in zone 2 you are. So if you're right up against zone 3, which is giving you the ability to bend a note, when you tune, you may not be there, so I always check. There. Back down. Perfectly in tune. Let me take the tool out. Cool. Let's check the rest of these. So that's F, and it is a little bit sharp. So first, see where we are zone-wise. Hear the pitch go up, back down. There we go. So now I should be able to still bend it. Yep. Now, truth be told, when you do this, depending on how much stability in your tuning you want. So, I know I'm trying to keep my wits about me explaining this. All right, so that is, it's acting like a normal bridge. You're up against the block. back down into zone 2, and then you back it down a little bit more so that when you are playing and you get a little overzealous and you get those little micro pulls when you're pulling, it keeps it in tune. But if you bend a little bit more, so in theory, you're going to have to bend a little bit more than if this was a normal regular bridge. All right? But the Evertune is made so that you stay perfectly in tune as much as possible. So, all right, like I said, this is a little sharp. And I'm sure all my strings were a little bit sharp because down in my studio, I'm in the basement and it's fucking cold. So I go back down. So now I'm flat and I come back up to F. Notice every time I'm turning, I'm hitting the string, taking my hand off the tool, tuning. Almost. Almost. There we go. Now let's do the same for this string. Again, my A is a little sharp, and my D is a little sharp, so. Okay. All right, so now my A is a little flat, so I'm going to come back up to A. Turn the key, take my hand off. There we go. We'll do the same for my D string. Again, a little sharp, so I'm going to go to the left. Now it's flat, and I'm bringing it back up to D. Taking my hand off the tool to check it. And once you do this a few times, you'll kind of get a feel for how many turns it takes to get to a certain pitch. Went a little bit far, so I'll go back down, back up. Boom, we're in tune. Hold the chord right, asshole. Okay, so I hope I explained that properly. I know I kind of stumbled over myself a little bit. I didn't script it out. I'm just, I'm just trying to explain it in layman's terms as I kind of went along through the process. So we are in tune now. So I'll go a little bit real quick what I was talking about the zones. So I'll use my low C string as an example. So we are in zone 2. That means the Evertune is going to do its job and hold the pitch. But I have it right up against zone 3. Zone 3 is where you're able to bend. It means that when you turn the tuning peg, it will adjust the pitch. So I'm going to turn the tuning peg as if I'm tuning it up to get into zone 3, and you'll hear the pitch change. You hear that? That's the moment you're in zone 3. So if you want to be able to bend, now you're going to slightly go back down till you're just inside of zone 2. All right, so I brought it just back down to where we tuned earlier, and you can bend. Now, if I'm tracking and I don't want to bend, and I know myself, I get a little bit into my shit, and you can pull stuff out of tune. So you're going to loosen the tuning peg a little bit more so you're further away from the point where you can bend. Now, I'll do that with the next string. So basically, I'm bending these strings a significant amount. I don't know if you can tell, and it's you can hear something happening, like very micro variation, but it is, for all intents and purposes, keeping that thing perfectly in tune. Sometimes it amazes me. I like to have it just below the point where you can bend. So I have a little bit of wiggle room. But you can still bend a note. So I can have those micro jitters, but still bend it to the point where I can bend the note. There you go. That's it. That's how you tune in Evertune. I hope this was helpful. I apologize for the kind of, willy-nilly format. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.